Samanta Chakmalesu Atra Gachantu Devata Sadamang Nirajas Sunantu Sagamokadang Dhamma Savana Kalu Ayam Badanta Dhamma Savana Kalu Ayam Badanta Dhamma Savana Kalu Ayam Badanta Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa Evang me sutang ekang samayang bhagava Savatyang viharati jetavani anata pindikasya arame Tena kopana samena janusoni brahmano sabbe seterena Valabhiratena savatya niyati disadivassa Addasako janusoni brahmano pilotikang pabbhajakang durato agacchatan disvana pilotikang pabbhajakang etadavocha Dear devotees, we have chosen a discourse for this sermon. This is called Chulahati Padomama Sutta, 27th discourse in the Majjhima Nikaya. Chulahati Padopama Sutta. Okay. Chulahati Padopama Sutta. Lesser footprint of the elephants, or lesser discourse of the footprints of the elephant. That is the way I have translated in different translations. This is a parable or simile of the elephant's parable, footprints of the elephant. That is the discourse being given here as a simile of the teachings of the Buddha. As I said at the beginning, elephants are very, very familiar. Sometimes you may think why Buddha has selected Chulahati, Buddha, not the Buddha, Mahinda Thera. Mahinda Thera, when he introduced Buddhism to King Devanampetis, has selected this discourse because there was a discourse, Kaggavisana Sutta, in the Sutta Nipada. Kaggavisana Sutta means rhinoceros. Buddha, Mahinda Thera didn't select a discourse about rhinoceros because rhinoceros, they are not available in Sri Lanka. Though if Mahinda Thera had selected the discourse of rhino, Kaggavisana Sutta, king was totally confused. What is the animal of Kaggavisana? Difficult to understand. So therefore, Mahinda Thera has selected this discourse, Chulahati Padopama. Chula means small. Another discourse called Chulahati Padopama, Mahahati Padopama Sutta. Mahahati Padopama Sutta. Next to this discourse. But originally, this discourse was uttered by the Buddha to a Brahmin called Janusoni Brahmin. According to the story behind this discourse, it says Janusoni was riding a chariot in daytime. He was riding his chariot and had seen one of his friends, Pilotika. Pilotika is coming towards him, and Janusoni was riding his chariot towards his direction. So they met on the way, and as they were known to each other, Janusoni stopped his chariot and asked, "Where are you from? Where are you coming from?" After the exchange in their greetings, Pilotika answered, "I am coming from the presence of the Buddha." Then the dialogue between them had started. "You are coming from the Buddha. Buddha means Tathagata. How do you think about the Buddha? How can you explain the wisdom of the Buddha?" The Pilotika was smiling, because who am I to say anything about the wisdom of the Buddha? I am nothing. Buddha is a great, extraordinary wise person. I am not capable at all to say anything about the Buddha's wisdom. Then he asked, "Anything that you know about anything, whatever you know about?" I know a little thing. That's he had a great respect. That Jnanapada means some kind of steps of knowledges. He has some knowledges. What are these knowledges that you know? Then Pilotika had said, "Look, there are people, they were aware about where the Tathagata comes or goes. They are aware because they want to challenge the Buddha. Challenge about his wisdom, challenge about his knowledge." Then people, there are 4 type of groups which I have witnessed. 4 type of groups of people. They challenge the knowledge of the Buddha, and they wanted to argue with the Buddha. Then they discuss. The first group, as mentioned in the Chulahati Padopun Shastriyas, their hair is splitted because they argue very acutely, very keenly. They argue with the Buddha, with others. Therefore, this group, when they visited Buddha to argue, wherever Buddha went, they also had gone, and they wanted to argue the Buddha, and they had a discussion prior to that. If Buddha say this, and we argue that way. If Buddha say this and that, we also argue this and that way. This is the way their discussion. Then Pilotika said, "I have seen 4 types of groups Always they had these type of discussions. But whenever they had visited the Buddha, they were silent. They listened to the Buddha, but they didn't ask any question. They didn't ask any question from the Buddha, but they had an discussion to argue with the Buddha, but when they listened to the Buddha, they didn't talk with him. They were silent. And they were, slowly they were talking to each other. What we were agreed to ask from the Buddha is nothing, rubbish, nonsense. What Buddha had taught us a great, his experience and Dhamma. What we have discussed before, nothing. This way, the first group Shastriya and the second group is Brahmins. Brahmins. And the third group is householders. Householders, and the fourth group is samana, recluses. Some members of the clergy, a type of paribrajakas. They are called recluses. These four groups, they visited the Buddha. They wanted to argue with the Buddha, but they didn't argue with the Buddha. They were silent. When they listened to the Buddha, they were very silent. They didn't talk, but secretly they were talking. I heard what we had discussed. That is utterly nonsense. What Buddha says is great teachings. This is the four type of knowledges that I have witnessed. That's only. Then Pilotika, when he explained like this way, Janusoni said, "Oh, you have very high regards to the Buddha. You have very high regards, very great respect, and you are praising the Buddha. I am not capable to praise the Buddha. It is impossible. Buddha's qualities are vast." So this way, Janusoni had an idea, if is it possible to see the Buddha, it is good for him. He was thinking, well, I go to see the Buddha. Where is the Buddha at the moment? And say, go to Jetavana monastery. Buddha is living there. Janusoni went to see the Buddha to the monastery, Jetavana monastery, and he paid his respect and exchanged their greetings, and he introduced himself. I am Janusoni, and he introduced the Buddha. Then he had started the discussion with the Buddha. I have met a person, he is known to me for many years, and he was a follower of your Lord. Pilotika, he told me about the footprint of the Buddha, footprint of the elephant. The footprint of the elephant, how Pilotika said, the elephant tracker, when he wanted to catching an elephant, they are very clever people, they skilled, and they go to the forest and see the footprint, which is very wide and very long footprint. They see, and he decide this is the big elephant's footprints. This is the idea Pilotika said. The Buddha said this elephant footprint is not completed Janusoni. That is not completed idea. So Janusoni asks, how do you explain this parable of elephants, footprints? So the Buddha had given Janusoni the elephant. There are different type of elephants in the forest, in the wood. Buddha has pointed out 4 types of elephants are living in the forest. They are this elephant tracker, when he entered, they are very clever people. They enter to the forest and they see the footprint and they don't decide this is the great bull elephant footprint. This is not, or they don't decide it. They were searching the great bull elephant. But this footprint is not a great bull elephant, they don't decide it. But they search other marks of the great bull elephant. They search the trunk of the trees. In the trunk of the trees, one can see the marks of the elephant. Sometimes they rub their body against the bark of the trees, and marks are there. Then they see how the high any areas these marks can be available. Then they take a decision because they know there is an elephant called Vamanika. And again they go further in the forest and they see in high areas of the tree the marks of the elephants are seen. Not only the footprint, but also they see other marks of the trees. Then they don't decide this is the great bull elephant. There is another elephant called Ucha Kalarika. Another elephant is there. Maybe his footprint or not. Then they go further into the forest. And they see the branches have been broken in high areas by the elephants. Then they see the footprints of the elephant and they see the areas of the trunk of the tree where these elephants have rubbed against the tree, bark of the tree. All these marks they observe, branches. And still they have not decided this is the great bull elephant marks. And finally they go further and they see the elephant is the real bull elephant. Real bull elephant staying under a tree, and they see the elephant, real bull elephant. Then they decide this is the real bull elephant. Until that they have not decided, seeing the footprints or seeing the other marks of the trees, they haven't decided. But the elephant tracker, when he see by himself the real bull elephant, then he decide this is the real bull elephant. This is the simile of the Chulahati Padopama Sutta. So regarding this parable, Buddha gave the Dhamma. This is the important part of this discourse. Whoever visited the Buddha, when they listen to the Buddha, they develop kind of saddha. They develop kind of confidence regarding the teachings of the Buddha. And they visit again and again and again. Then they can, they have very, very good, strong confidence, saddha. This is the benefits of listening to the Dhamma. Asutan sunati, sutam paryodapayati, chittam asapasidati. That means one can hear, one has not heard before, and one can hear the same thing but can overcome the doubts, and one can also develop confidence, saddha. This is the way the benefits can gain listening to the Dhamma. When one develops great saddha, one can think, one can feel to get the ordination, Sambhado Yangaravasu. This household life is very sambhad means very bonds, very fetters. There are a lot of fetters or bonds in the lay life. Sambhado Yangaravasu. And monk's life is like a sky. Like a sky means no any problems to fly in the sky. This is the way one can develop. Then one feels to get ordination. One feels to get ordination. Then they start these footprints of the Buddha. Okay? Footprints of the Buddha. When one get the ordination, having listened to the Dhamma, having developed saddha, one thinks the monk's life is good for destruction of cankers or defilements, and to develop spiritual experiences, to get and attain higher state of spiritual experiences, and think to get the ordination. When one become a monk, then one develops jhanas. One develops jhanas by meditating. Jhanas are very common sayings or common terms in meditation. Jhanas means burning the defilements. Jhanas means burns the defilements. But actually jhanas are not burning the defilements. What had happened actually, defilement disappear from the mind. If one burns, that completely destroy. One can destroy, eradicate completely. But it says burns the defilements, means this defilement disappear. You know what are these defilements which come to disappear when one practice meditation and when one attend jhanas. Jhanas, they are called pancha nivarana. They are called pancha nivarana, 5 hindrances. According to time being, I would like to say briefly, pancha nivarana is desire, sensual desire, kamachanda. Vyapada means ill will. Kamachanda vyapada tina midda is laziness or lethargic feeling or sloth and torpor. And Uddacha kucha means restlessness and worries. And the last one is vichikicha, is doubts. If these among these one among these hindrances is there in our mind, difficult to develop concentration. When one develops concentration, wholesome concentration, these hindrances disappear from the mind, certainly, but they temporarily. When the mind is conditioned, again can be arisen these defilements. So jhanas are wholesome absorption or wholesome one-pointedness. Chittasa ekagata means one-pointedness. What is this one-pointedness? Means as you know, we always meditate. You know the whole of objects. We are given an object for the meditation. For instance, breathing. Breathing is the object. If we take the breathing is the object, then we connect our attention on the breathing. Then our mind actually properly, if we follow the techniques, then one can develop concentration on the breathing process. One can see the rising of breaths and disappearing of breaths, and one can notice short and long breaths as well. This is the way it happened. So what is happening actually when one meditates for a little while on breathing? Breaths are become very gentle, mind becomes so peaceful. Simultaneously happen this. You can experience breathing becomes so gentle and mind becomes so peaceful. This is happening simultaneously. On the contrary, you can see if you get angry, your breathing becomes so rough. You take deep breaths, and this is the way the mind condition, the condition of the mind, how reflect in the breathing process. Condition of the mind reflect on the process of breathing. Anger make your breaths rough. Peace in mind make your breath so gentle. Then one experience happiness and joy of breathing process. Then one can experience wholesome one-pointedness. So the jhanas are 4 jhanas explained. 4 jhanas. Vitakka vichara piti sukha ekagata patama jhanam upasampajya viharati. Wholesome one-pointedness means the jhana Vitakka, Vichara, Piti, Sukha. There are factors, jhana factors. One can go through these factors, then mind become absorbed on the process, then mind become wholesome, one-pointedness. What is Vitakka? Vitakka means the application, initial application. What is the initial application? That is the breathing. You are given the object of breathing. That is the initial application. Then one experience, initial application means breathing. One start to focus one's attention on the breaths, then one can experience that. And sustain application of the object of mindfulness. Sustain means mind remain with a vichara. Vichara means observe, investigation. It is said in analogies like the bee land on a flower. That is the initial application. Then the bee observe where the nectar, honey available. He goes around the flower, searching. Likewise, the meditator land on the breathing process, his mind actually, then observe means in breath, out breath, short breath, long breath, like the bee searching the honey on the flower like that. Then search. Then Vitakka Vichara Piti means start to experience that meditation with pleasant feeling, joy. Pleasant feeling arise because one's mind become free from problems. When one's mind is connected on breathing, mind drops all the troubles. Start to drop the troubles, frustration and dukkha, because he experienced something wholesome. Breaths are wholesome actually. And this is the thing happened. And then joy arises, that is joy means piti, and sukha is restfulness. He start to relax. That is the restfulness. And Vitakka Vichara Sukha Ekaggata is wholesome one-pointedness, only the breaths. The breath is now very gentle, his mind is very relaxing and peaceful, and actually sometimes person cannot understand whether he takes in breaths or out breaths. And is there breathing is continuing or not? One cannot recognize because breaths become so gentle. Because it says according to we don't need any more oxygen to the body. Body is sitting on a floor, on a meditation posture, on a chair or cushion, no any action, physical action, then doesn't need any amount of oxygen. Therefore, breaths, very short, very subtle breaths come and go. This is the way wholesome one-pointedness. Then the Buddha started, this is the footprints of the Buddha where he has trodden. When he became an ascetic, he started his journey, spiritual practice. Then he was fully full-time meditator. Then jhanas, he experienced jhanas. This jhana is the footprint, metaphorically, footprint. When we want to see the footprint, sometimes we go to Siripada. We can see the Siripada, the footprint of the Buddha. And when we want to see where the Buddha lived, we go to India and see the Jetvanarame, and we see the Buddha where he used to live. But metaphorically, we have to, purpose of the teaching is not looking at the footprint, physical footprint. Purpose of the footprint means experience whatever the Buddha experienced. That is why in this discourse, the word has been given not the Buddha. It has given the word is Tathagata. Tata Agata, who has come, thus who has come, or thus who has gone. Because Tata Agata, Tata means the reality, Agata means thus who has come. Thus who has come. And Tatha Gata means, if one analyze that way, not as Agata but was Gata, and thus who has gone. That is the word Tathagata, not the word Buddha. Why it is taken, I was thinking, Tathagata means that's who has gone, means one can see the footprints. So therefore, metaphorically, footprints means what Buddha had experienced. Then the second jhana, the second jhana does not need experience, vitaka, vichara, that the true factors disappear. Vitaka, vichara, piti, sukha, ekaggata, dutiya jhana, means joy, happiness, and one-pointedness. This is the second jhana. Then third one is sukha ekaggata, happiness. Happiness means restfulness, and ekaggata, one-pointedness. And finally, upekka sagatam patama jhanam upasampajya viharati. Mine is equanimous, and mine is remain on the wholesome one-pointedness. This is the way the four footprints, the first part, four footprints of the Buddha. So the Buddha was talking about the elephant's footprints. Then Buddha wanted to give the Dhamma, introducing. Then he explained the Buddha's experiences, these four jhanas. Then again Buddha had pointed out, Janusoni, when I attain enlightenment under the Bodhi tree, I have another four footprints. What are these four footprints? Janasoni, when I was sitting under the Bodhi tree on that particular day, attaining Sambuddha, I attained the Akinchanyayatanya. No, I'm sorry. Pubbhe Nimasanusati Jnana, Chatupapata Jnana, and Asvakya Jnana. These three knowledges I have developed. These are my footprints. What is Pubbhe Nimasanusati Jnana means being able to see the previous lives of his existence. He was able to see the previous life, series of lives he had seen. He was born in this area or that area, and he was and this way his previous existence he had seen. It is actually through his extrasensory perception, means abhinya. Abhinya means we have sensory perception, we can hear, we can see, we can smell, we can touch, all these things we also have. But we can't go beyond our capacity of the sensory perception. Buddha had extrasensory perception. He could reflect the previous existence, previous lives of his existence. That is called Pubbe Nivasanussati Jnana, Janusoni. That is one of the footprints which I have trodden. Then Buddha said, Chutupapata Jnana, then another knowledge I have developed, that is Chutupapata, means the being able to see the previous existence of other beings. Not only his own existence, but also existence of other beings in previous lives. So that is called Chutupapata Jnana. If one visited the Buddha and Buddha wanted to convince the Dhamma, sometimes Buddha had observed his previous existence and gave a sermon. Because he could understand according to the previous life's existence. I remember once Buddha gave different objects for meditation. Having seen the Chulapantaka given a piece of cloth. Why he was given a piece of cloth? Buddha had seen his previous life. Previous lives, he was a king riding an elephant in a procession. At the beginning, he had a very nice bath, but end of the procession, his body became very dirty. He had used so many clothes to wipe out this sweat. And he was disgusted seeing his own sweat. I used the beautiful cloth to clean my body. Now it is so ugly. What a body that I have. Look after. I cater my body every day. The best thing I eat, and I take a bath, best water. But look at my body. This cloth is disgusting. He had that feelings. That is the idea connected to the Chulapantaka, giving the white cloth. Use this white cloth, rubbing and stroking. Rajaharanam. Rajas means defilements. Rajas means go away. Then this connection between the previous lives and this life it happened while he was stroking the white cloth, the Chulapantaka. This is the previous lives has connection. That is the way the very successful teacher as the Buddha gave this. So that is the existence of previous life of other beings. Second footprint. Third footprint was Asabhakya Jnana. He had seen the destruction or eradication of all the defiled ones of his in mind. Sometimes the defilements, greed, hatred and delusion, if we think, Buddha understood they have been rooted out, completely eradicated. Buddha knew that. It's like the fire extinguished. Then one can understand that coolness of the place. Likewise, this way he developed these three type of footprints. Finally, Buddha became enlightened, having understood the Four Noble Truths, the suffering, cause of the suffering, and cessation of the suffering, and path leading to the cessation of suffering. And Buddha said in his first Dhammacakka Sutta, until I realized the Four Noble Truths in 12 ways, means in 3 modes and 12 ways, I didn't claim that I was enlightened. Whenever I understood the Four Noble Truths in 12 ways, in 3 ways and 12 modes, then people and devas and brahmins, and I also understood I am the Buddha. So therefore that is the understanding of the Four Noble Truths. Then Buddha said, that is another footprint, Janusoni. You understand what are the spiritual footprints, metaphorical footprints, physical footprints, metaphorical footprints. Physical footprints means Siripada, we can see a footprint. I also had put my forehead on that footprint and penetrated that footprint. But spiritually, if we meditate, one can experience real metaphor, real Buddha, where Buddha had trodden, having embarked upon this spiritual journey, he attained nirvana. This is the way the Buddha has convinced what is the footprints you can understand. So you can understand 2 ways the footprints, physical footprint and spiritual experiences. That is the way we can understand the Dhamma. And Janusoni became a disciple of the Buddha, and he said, Abhikantam bhogotama sayatapi bhogotama niguchitang va ukucheya patichanam vivara. Andhakare telapajotandaya. You are, Lord, like a light candle or like a lamp in the darkness. And something turned upright, which is closed, and now it is open. Like this way, I understood. And not only that, I take the Buddha Gotaman Saranang Gacchami Dhammancha Bhikkhu Sanghancha Upasakam Mam Bhavan Gotamo Dharitu Ajatagge Paunpetan Saranangat. From now onward, from now onward, please accept me as a upasaka, your follower, and I take the Buddha as my refuge. I take the Dhamma as my refuge. I take the Sangha as my refuge. And I am very grateful. And that is the end of the Chulahati Padopama Sutta. We all, in both ways, we go to pilgrimage, develop saddha, and have determination to practice furthermore. And when we come back, when we sit for meditation and doing meditation, we can experience Buddha, what he taught us. This is the way we can develop our understanding of the Dhamma, and as the results of our practice, we all can attain enlightenment, nirvana. May you all attain the everlasting peace of nirvana. Buddha Puja. Sorry, 5 minutes then. Buddha Puja is ready now. We are going to offer the Buddha Puja. Sugato Lokavidu Anutaro Buddha Dhamma Sarati Satta Deva Manusyanam Buddho Bhagavati Episo Bhagavataraham Samma Sambuddho Vijaya Sampanno Sugato Lokavidu Anuttaro Buddha Dhamma Sarati Satta Deva Manusyanam Buddho Bhagavati. Inte gärna vadvinter. Okay, be seated, please. Be seated, please. Then Buddha Puja Pavatana Sudhanapenni. As you know, our Sunday Dhamma School is the main sponsor of this Dana today. Annually they sponsor on Poson Day Dana. So Venerable Bandula, the principal, he has arranged all these things and he has gone to Sri Lanka for an important event. Now the teachers and parents of the Dhamma school and children, three groups, children, parents and teachers, all together have organized and they want to do this. Very demanded. They want however, they think they have to do this. It's a great meritorious deed. We appreciate and we are very happy about their practice. This is one of the main practices in Buddhism, Dharma. Given opportunity to everyone, offer dana to, usually they offer dana to the Sangha. Today they have been given an opportunity to offer dana to many people. Our upasikas and upasikas, there are a lot of upasikas. They have observed 8 precepts. It's a very good opportunity for you to offer dana to them. They like them. Our children love our parents. They are very happy. Ogolan itama adring me sangrahaya karani. Itama adring. In Sansildanama, then Namaskari can do. Namo tassa. Those who have observed, please keep silence, please. Others can recite. Buddhang saranam gacchami. Dhammam saranam gacchami. Sangham saranam gacchami. Dutiyampi buddhang saranam gacchami. Dutiyampi dhammam saranam gacchami. Dutiyampi sangham saranam gacchami. Satyampi buddhang saranam gacchami. Satyampi dhammam saranam gacchami. Satyampi sangham saranam gacchami. Panatipada virmani sikhapadam samadhyami. Adinadana virmani sikhapadam samadhyami. Kamesu miccācārā veramani sikkhapadan samadhiyāmi. Musāvādā veramani sikkhapadan samadhiyāmi. Suramēra majjapamā dācchānā veramani sikkhapadan samadhiyāmi.
Okay, now we are going to offer the first portion of the Dharma to the Buddha, reciting Pali Gathas. So think it that may these merits of offerings to the offerings of Buddha Puja be with you all, and may you be well, happy and peaceful. So let us recite the Pali stanzas to offer these offerings to the Buddha. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Vannagandhanumo vedam etam kusuma santatim pujayami muninassa srivada sarorve pujemi buddham kusumena nena punyena medena javotu mokkam upam milayati yatayidammi kayo tatayati vinasa bhavam ganasarapaditena dipena tamadansina tilokadipam sambuddham pujayami tamonudam gandha sambhara yuddhena dobenam sugandhina pujaye pujaniyantam puja bhajana uttamam sugandham sitaram bhavam asanna maduram subham paniyamedam bhagavā patigannātu uttama pativasetu no ante bhojanam parihakkitam anukampam upadāya patigannātu uttama pativasetu no ante sabbam saddhāya pujitam anukampam upadāya patigannātu uttama vandāmi cetiyam sammam sabbadāmi supadittam sāyirika dhātu mahābodhin buddha rūpam sakalam sadā kāyena vācā cittena pamādena āgatam acchayam kamame ante bhuri panya tathāgata imina punya kammena māme kāla samāgamo satam samāgamo hotu yāva nibbāna patiyā. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Having offered Buddha Puja, we can offer dana to the Sangha. When we go there, we recite some gathas to share our blessings with you. At the moment, think about the preparation that you have prepared for the Sangha dana. There are 4 monks here today. Venerable Chandraratana Thero from Mijrigala Nisarana Meditation Center has come today, and he will conduct a retreat on 15th July. Today actually kindly accepted our invitation to come here for the Poson celebration. So you have all the qualities to offer this dana. Saddhaya bhikkhave, you have saddha to the tripartite, confidence, you have good knowledge about the tripartite. The saddhaya bhikkhave. So again, you have prepared dana, very sacred dana, means prepared with your righteous earnings. Dharmic dana vipadam karla talatini. The monks are here, 4 months. This way you are going to offer this dana not only the 4 monks, but to the entire community of the monks. Sasana started from Mahakasaka Mahathera, then up to today there are nearly many millions of Sangha, and in the future as well. Therefore you are going to offer this dana to the entire community of the Sangha. So each and every one of the Sangha would like to extend the blessing. So you can get enormous abundance of blessings from all the Sangha in the Sasana. That is why it is a great meritorious deed. Not only the Sangha, Upasakas and Upasikas today observe 8 precepts, you are given a wonderful opportunity to offer dana to them as well. So we be happy, thinking that needful things have been completed. You can offer dana to the entire community of monks and all the Upasakas and Upasikas. Itam karnaven maitri yuktava pilila karumi dānaya agra basen Buddha Puja pavetva milagata dānaya sanghavara dakshina basen simdhanādana puja viva kyansākya imam bhikkhaṃ bhikkhu sanghasadena imam bhikkhaṃ bhikkhu sanghasadena imam bhikkhaṃ Sangasadena ititam patitam tuyam ipameva samijjatu sabbe purentu citta sankappa chando pannavasiyata yurārogya sampatti sakra sampatti mevaca to nibbāna sampatti Samijatu Sadadhyasayukta Bhagyavat Samma Samudrujanan Manasevisa Pratham Guru Buddha Puja Pavatvan Thruma Sangaratne Vise Sangarata Dakshina Puja Kirime Labanada Kusasambar Dhamyo Milvasiruma Vyurdhya Raksha Pinsi Tuyasana Viva Utumama Niman Sampatsa Sakar Gaim Sadad Mivadami Gusrani Sansadhamyo Sedvasana Viva Sita Sadar Sitin Yuktava Pingano Dhamya Yutui. So we are very grateful to our Dhamma school, to the teachers and to the parents and our children. Usually elders, they feed our children. Today children like to offer food to elders, an opportunity. So things had happened very well, has been organized nice, very well. Dana, all the blessings be with our children and members of the staff and also parents of the Dharma school. They are very devoted, very enthusiastic in order to offer this dana, very demanded. So the blessings certainly be with you. Wish you good health, happiness and success of your studies and your endeavors. සිරිදනාටම මේ පින් එකාකාරම අත්පත් වේවා කියලා අපි ප්‍රාර්ථනා කළා. මෙතකින් අවසන් කරනවා. ප්‍රධානී පසුව පිරිත් ටික සජායනය කළා ආශිර්වාද කරනවා. තෙරුවන් සරණයි. අපි You also can come with us.